Hello, my dear friends. How is it going? I hope I find you all in good health and safe and sound. Welcome. Thank you for joining me here. I'm Ari Thuriger, and today I shall talk about the symbol known as Wolfsangel, and also by the terms Wolfsangel and Doppelhaken, more commonly known as Wolf's Hook, right? This was a video requested by one of my patrons, and indeed, there's often been quite a lot of misconceptions concerning this symbol. There's been quite a lot of talk about the runic origins of this symbol, which indeed it does appear to be similar to the Heiwas rune of the Elder Futhark, meaning you. However, the wolf's hook symbol does not have its origins on the runes, and it is important to state the origins and meaning of this symbol because it often also passes as a Nordic pagan symbol, which isn't, and its meaning and use are quite direct in the message that one intends to pass on, and it is also important for people who don't know what it actually means and its uses even today to also know about this, to be more attentive concerning certain symbols, who uses them, what messages they are passing on, what they represent, and avoiding buying merchandise with this type of symbol and other symbols. Speaking of merchandise, I take the opportunity to also tell you that I know many of you have been asking me to make merchandise for my experimental solo music project called VAR UMN, but I'm not yet inclined to do that just yet, as this project is still a hobby and something I'm just having loads of fun doing it. And, well, obviously I take the opportunity to thank you all for listening to my music and also for buying the digital copies of my works at Bandcamp. Thank you so much for listening and obviously for your support. Very much appreciated. My dear friends, thank you. But what I actually wanted to say is that recently, once again, I've started to see quite a lot of bands' merchandise, especially of black metal bands, which use this particular symbol right here. And it's not the one as the main subject of today's video, obviously, but I would also like to take the opportunity to start from there and to make a point. This symbol right here has been circulating quite a lot, again, especially in the metal scene, once again, especially on merchandise, as I said. This is no ordinary skull. Make no mistake, this is the SS Death's Head, known as Totenkopf emblem. Some of you may play the naive card on purpose or gaslighting, saying it's just a skull, there are many skull designs, it could mean anything, and so on and so forth. And surely, there are many skull designs indeed. Each have been purposely constructed to pass on a particular meaning, a particular significance, and certainly those who haven't been in prison and may not know about other types of skull designs and such other symbols. But nowadays, with the internet, it isn't that hard to find out. But this design right here is unique, and there's no turn around on this, as this was specifically designed to mean something. So, for those who truly don't know and lately will come about it surely, especially in the metal scene, this is a Totenkopf emblem. As I said, it originated in the Persian military traditions, which was firstly associated with the Persian Death's Head hussars. But during the First World War, it was a regimental badge later adopted by the Freikorps, paramilitaries opposing communism in post-war Germany. However, in the early Nazi period was used by Adolf H., personal bodyguard unit, the Stabswache, evolving into the Schwarztafel, the SS, adopting this emblem for their caps, specially used by the unit responsible for the concentration camps. And the Nazi regular army also used it as a badge on their uniforms. So this is a very specific ideology that is being promoted. And you may be wondering why I said Adolf H and not the entirety of the name. Well, that's because under YouTube's policies and community's guidelines, this is a name that might get you into trouble, in this platform, which I find it stupid actually, because history is history and education should have free speech. But anyway, I doubt there's still anyone out there that doesn't know what the H stands for. But if somehow someone doesn't know, the H stands for Hernandez, of course, Adolf Hernandez. So here we go to our main subject of today's video. The wolf's hook. There will be suggested bibliography at the end of this video for this, and then the one I used to help me to make this video. Right, let me be blunt here. The Wolfsangel has become a symbol traditionally associated with the far right. You can find it horizontally and or vertically disposed, and the meaning is the exact same thing. Quite often you will find this symbol being used by some organizations, particularly either groups focused on a more esoteric and occultic approach to the runes, or neo-pagan religious organizations, and some military groups and militia, stating that this is an ancient rune, going as far as to tell you this is called wolf rune or some such shit. Scheiße. I must say that the symbol is indeed old, but not related to the Scandinavian Iron Age or the Germanic geographical area of the Iron Age or whatever, nor anything to do with the runes or some historical runic alphabet. There is, however, an association with the Armenian runes created by the Austrian Guido von List, who has claimed such runes were revealed to him, and he writes about it in his book, Das Geheimnis der Runen, 1908, of whom I have talked about in this channel before, just a little bit. He created 18 pseudo-runes, which had a great influence on German modern mysticism and occultism, especially of the 20th century, and to this day still bears some weight on modern esotericism, despite being quite the recent invention. And the great majority of everything involving these pseudo-runes and their meanings is not based on anything historical. But I shall talk about von List on another video and have a focus solely on him and his pseudo-runes. Anyway, this is the final rune of von List's pseudo-rune row. He called it Yebor. Without a doubt, given the time period and Guido von List's political inclinations and ideologies, no doubt the creation of this rune was directly inspired on the Wolfsangel symbol that does indeed appear on a variety of traditional contexts of Germany since the Middle Ages. But the symbol itself is inspired by metal traps for wolves. Now, it isn't clear when this wolf's trap became a symbol, and this is the historical reality we are facing here, not originally a symbol, but an object that becomes a symbol eventually. And when this became a symbol, it started as a heraldic symbol originating in medieval Germany and Eastern France. The hook was stylized and added to it a central horizontal bar. It may have become a symbol, and this is speculation, mind you, of course, but it may have to do with the religious and folkloric views on wolves, particularly on werewolves, and just as the trap itself causes agonizing pain and death to wolves, the symbol itself, in its original meaning, may have indeed been with the intention to be a protective symbol against wolves, werewolves, and both the chaotic and evil aspects of wild and feral nature embodied in the wolf symbology, hence the bar in the middle to represent a cross. But the wolf symbology itself under Christian religious myths and belief systems, again, the bar in the middle to form a cross. So it probably became a protective symbol with magical powers to ward off wolves and what the symbology of wolves entails for medieval Europe. So you start to see the symbol in a lot of medieval coat of arms, town seals, and medieval banners in Germany, almost always associated with wolves, especially in the forested regions of Germany, precisely where wolves were an abundant species as the autochthonous fauna, right? So quite a lot of medieval German folklore, traditional folk beliefs, and superstition concerning the symbology of the wolf revolved around the belief and fear of people being transformed into beings, half human and half wolf, extremely bloodthirsty and ferocious, so there would be the need to protect one's self from such accursed people, werewolves. In medieval Germany, the symbol started to become quite popular, leading to a wider popularization by the end of the Middle Ages, becoming a symbol of German liberty and independence by the 15th century, associated with peasant revolts and the 30 Years' War. However, the Wolfsangel was adopted by Nazi groups during the Nazi era of Germany, used by several groups during the first half of the 20th century, obviously between the 1930s and 1940s, particularly the Waffen-SS group and their divisions as emblems for, as some examples, the SS Panzer Division, Das Reich, the SS Polizei Panzergrenadier Division, and the SS Grenadier Landsturm Niederland. This is when the symbol became even more widely known throughout Germany and widely known worldwide, which is why, not coincidentally, the symbol is widely known and linked to today's neo-Nazi groups. This symbol gained a prominent and significant political use and symbology in the 20th and 21st centuries in both Nazi Germany and in post-war neo-Nazi groups and organizations. And previously, having spoken about werewolves, Werwolfe, just a curiosity, Werwolfe, German for werewolves, of course, was the name chosen for the guerrilla fighters Adolf Hernandez and the Nazi top had planned should continue to fight against the invading allies when Germany's Wehrmacht was defeated and the German territory was occupied. It is also worth mentioning that this sign, this symbol, is also known as Donnerkeil, thunderbolt. It was also used by the Dutch Nazi Party and one of the two British Nazi parties. And it was also used as a fascist sign in its horizontal form, for instance, in Sweden in the 1990s, giving it the meaning of werewolf. So, when you see this particular symbol nowadays, be certain that the idea isn't to focus on any historical runic alphabet, and it certainly isn't someone very interested in wolves, traps, and the history of medieval Germany heraldry, nor is it about Nordic paganism. The message is quite clear. Well, my dear friends, I do hope this video was useful, hopefully so. Stay sharp, be attentive out there. Best wishes to you all. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next video. And as always, tack för idag. Thanks for today. Obrigado por hoje. Until we meet again, my dear friends. Auf Wiedersehen. Ja.